Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you. Today is Monday. This is your dab of the day, your Crimson Carded dab of the day. Hello, everybody. But the topic of the day is critical. It is critical because it took someone else, thank you, by the way, to bring this topic clearly into my mind so I could talk about it because I spoke about it the wrong way. I want to talk about our situation with our bodies, our pain, our invisible illnesses, holiday. But what about if you have no one in your life? What about if you don't have a significant other? What if you're a widow or a widower? What if you just don't have a partner or a significant other? What if you live far away from your relatives? What if you're just not a social person? What if you're not able to go anywhere? What if you're physically incapacitated? What if you're going to be alone? Alone. Okay? Well, a couple things are going to happen. We should talk about it so you know what to expect. You're going to grieve. You're going to remember what it was like when you did have people in your life. And you're going to feel bad. And it's okay to feel this way. But this is only the process. I'm going to get to the end. You'll feel bad once you realize, and it comes up that it's holiday time, you're alone. But when you realize that, you can look and say, I'm alone, but, here's the big one, you got to say, but I've got new things in my life. There's things out there on YouTube. There's things out there on social media that I can contact people on Facebook. I'm really not alone. I'm alone physically. And it's difficult, but I'm not alone. I have my dogs, my cats, my parrot, my fish, my chameleon, whatever I have. And they give me the love they give me, the way they give me. And I give it back to them. Because part of having people in your life, loved ones, friends, isn't the love you get, it's the love you give. So the suggestion goes out as follows. Volunteer during the holiday season. You don't have to leave your home. Volunteer on phone to be a life coach to help somebody. This is about getting your life back with life, if that makes any sense. Because if you've had a loss, a significant other, or a loss of a loved one, you're not so happy coming around the holiday period. I have an old friend that lost a spouse about a month ago and going to go through Thanksgiving as a widower now. That's very difficult. Can't imagine. But this is life. This happens. And I can guarantee you that a lot of these people who are like this are sitting in the corner at home, all alone, unhappy. So listen, it's okay to be all alone, at home, unhappy. It's probably normal. I'm just trying to give you a little different perspective on what you might think about doing. Let's get to it. Well, we talked about the fact that there's social media things out there. Yeah, maybe that's not enough. Volunteering, if you're mobile, go to a senior center. Go to a YMCA. Go where there are people, not a mall. Mall's different, okay? But if you go to a social center where they have things for people who are alone, you might find companionship, camaraderie, and just plain company. Sometimes company is enough. Let's be real here. God forbid we've lost loved ones, you can't replace them. God forbid we've lost best friends like I have, can't replace them. But you can get company. Now, company, you could argue, instead of taking fentanyl, company's probably on the order of a joint or a low-grade narcotic like a codeine pill, but it's something. It's something that you can brush on and say, I was with people, okay? And if you go and say, hey, how are you? My name's Senior Stoner. Maybe you make friends. Maybe you make new acquaintances. Look, I've been told to do this 1,000 times in another venue. I've resisted so many ways, so many times, so many angles, and I'm good at resisting. Boy, I can block any attempt to get me to do something by a logical reason of why I shouldn't. And I bet many of you listening to this right now are building up the defense mechanisms in your brains thinking, I can't do this, I shouldn't do this, this is the reason I can't do this, I'll never be able to do that. We all do it. Okay, when you're done with all those defense mechanisms and all those words and all those angles and block stops and things saying we can't do it, you'll realize it won't hurt you to try. It will not hurt you to, if you live in a warm environment, go to a park where there are people. Even if you're in a wheelchair, get outside. Okay? I'm not kidding about this. This is extremely important to your psychiatric health during the holidays. If you are alone, if you can't embrace being alone, remember we talked about embracing? It's hard to embrace being alone. It is. I'm alone during the days, and it's hard sometimes. I don't know if I would call the word embrace it what I do. I deal with it. So what I'm going to say is that if you're alone, instead of embracing it, kind of situationally give yourself a little bit of what's going on, get some situational awareness, and learn your capacities. We talked about this many times. If you are mobile, find a senior center. Find somewhere where people are your age, a YMCA with younger people, a library where they're having a group book reading or something. This is all happening during the holidays, and it's happening during the holidays for a reason. Because most of the people that attend those types of things are single people. And it's a place where single people can go and gather. It's not a hit-on place, not a meat market. It's for people during the holidays who are alone, I promise you. So if you Googled, what can I do during the holidays alone, those types of things will come up. There's an app called Meetup, just like that. I have several meetup groups that I have in my area. One is a fishing meetup group. One is a retired men meetup group. And the other one is 420 support group. And I will tell you, the strangers I met were strangers when I met them. And I have a best friend now. It doesn't matter how many meet. If you come up with one best friend, that's all you need. And he's a really good, wonderful best friend. So that's the key to all this. It's not just so you can lay comfortable in your house and stay, I'm alone, it's okay. That's not about, it's part of it. But it's the creeping up onto the windowsill, getting your hands in, getting your wrists in, getting your arms in, getting your torso in, and then throwing the rest of you in the window and saying, you know what can I do to try to not be alone? And it's a one step at a time thing. It's not an all in. Like I said, you have to slowly pull yourself into the window, up onto the sill and into the window. Nobody expects this to change overnight. Look, we've been trained a certain way. It's like muscle memory I talk about with golfers and tennis pros. They hit the same way every time because they've done it a million times. Or a baseball player's swing. Every time the same. This is what we're trained our brains to do. We've trained our brains to resist company, to think we are not worth seeing people. Our family has left us. Our loved ones are gone. Our friends are gone. We're all alone. The world hates us. That is what we think. Each one of those things is materially incorrect. But it doesn't matter because that's what we think. So the process is you have to kind of reconvince yourself of the realities versus the perception. Perception is this hand. Reality is over here. Okay? Perception is you're stuck in mud, lockstep in quicksand, nothing's going to change. Reality is, who knows? I'm not a fortune teller, but reality is, who knows? You've got to give yourself a chance during this holiday period to breathe a little bit, okay? And get off your own ass. You didn't do anything wrong, okay? There's nothing wrong with being alone. But if you don't like it, try some of my suggestions to be less alone, okay? This is the Real Senior Stoner going in for the dab of the day. Here we go. We're going to heat it up off the spoon. This is my sauce sherbet that I'm enjoying. Let it melt down a little bit. And then we're going to take a really nice crimson hit and send you on your way this week of Thanksgiving. Here we go. And let that dab train keep on going. Please remember, everybody, nothing I say here is a must do. It's all up to you. Just throwing suggestions out there for a more happy situation. Hope you all enjoy your Monday. This is the real senior stoner out there. And remember, physically, you might be alone, but you're not alone. Cheers.